Hello and welcome to State of the Economy. Today we have with us very special guest, Mr. Anand Sharma, Union Minister for Commerce and Industry, to discuss a whole range of issues, including the politics of the day. Welcome to our show, Mr. Anand Sharma. First remarks from you on BJP's manifesto, which got released after much wait. How do you respond?
I think they have gone through a ritual. There is no original thought either of Narendra Modi, his vision, or the BJP. What they are talking of, even as a vision, is laughable. The 5 T's idea. That is the tradition, talent, tourism, trade and technology. All these 5 do exist for a long time in this country. So I do not know what they mean by a new vision, as if this country has been devoid of tradition, which has been very richly there for centuries, or tourism for that matter, what Narendra Modi has done to promote Gujarat on the global map, and he's suddenly going to bring about a revolutionary change in tourism. There is nothing which you can call as a new thought. Secondly, it's not only a rehash, it's borrowed. In English language, there is a word called plagiarism. If you steal somebody's work and get it published as your own, that's an offense. They have done the same. They have just lifted it, changed a word here or there from the Congress policies. What we are already doing on ground, for example, the industrial corridors, the fast trains are already there. The Delhi Metro is going to overtake London Metro. The industrial cities are being built under the National Manufacturing Policy. The name 16 stand notified and 2 electronic manufacturing cities. So the DMIC is in a very advanced stage of implementation. So when you're talking of creating X number of jobs, X number of cities, it's already there in the Congress manifesto also.
Sure.
So what is new? The only thing which is different is the communal agenda. They brought back Ram Mandir. They brought in Article 370.
But they discuss it with their allies and other political parties.
Well, the 21st century India needs to move on. People have not stopped worshipping Lord Ram and waiting for the BJP to build a temple and the RSS. It's an article of faith for a vast majority of Indians. This is to polarize the society on communal lines using the tool of religion. And this is actually misuse of religion and an insult to Hinduism per se. And then also I'm surprised that they brought in the nuclear doctrine. These cannot be knee-jerk statements.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. If there's anything, most people concede that on the socio-economic side, BJP and Congress, on the economic policy particularly, there's a big overlap. As you said, whatever Congress has done.
No, what we are doing already.
So there is a...
BJP didn't think of industrial corridors. BJP didn't think of national manufacturing policy, national investment manufacturing zones. When it comes to skills, there is already a national skills mission. When it comes to improving the governance or administration, we have in a mission mode the e-governance project. In most departments of the government, particularly in this ministry, you have important offices which have been electronically linked and are paperless. For example, the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. We have again an e-biz project which is under implementation by Infosys. So whether it's payments, applications, that's already done.
Yeah, all that is true. I'm on something else. They have spoken about empowering the PMO, although it's not exactly very clear how they will do it. They've said that the Planning Commission and National Development Council, their importance will be reduced, and the PMO will directly, the Prime Minister will directly interact with Chief Ministers, and a separate mechanism will be created, and through which the Prime Minister will function. Now, is there some new way of dealing with federalism that they're suggesting? I mean, what's your sense?
First of all, you have to understand the Gujarat model of democracy. One is the Gujarat model of development, which is a disaster. All the social indices underscore that very sharply. When it comes to the overall climate, the investments in education, in agriculture, sanitation, the other public amenities, the high incidence of infant mortality, malnutrition deaths. Under Modi,
that is
Gujarat has slipped. Not only that, education, their ranking in the standing of the states is number 17. In electricity generation, they were number 6. So when Modi became the chief minister, the ranking of Gujarat was number 6 in power, electricity generation. Now they are at number 10. Same goes for toilets. They have slipped 2 points when it comes to ranking. Gujarat has become the third most indebted state in the country after UP, Bengal and Gujarat. When Modi took over, it was 45,000 crores as debt. Now it is 1,38,000. Maybe it's more today. So when we look at that model of development, it has a story of its own to tell.
Then why has he managed to sell the story of development?
You see, one is packaging. Second
so you consider he's succeeded in packaging himself?
No, these are boastful claims and he's repeating. People are not going to verify. They are repeating the kind of blitzkrieg, the money which is being spent on advertisement. So they are packaging and selling either false claims or lies. This is actually the reality, and I'm saying it with honesty and with a sense of responsibility.
But do you think that people will be convinced if you direct them to the truth?
Well, we are trying to. But you look at the newspapers, 3-page, 4-page advertisements on a daily basis. From where that money is coming, whose money is that? That's another issue.
Do you feel that big capital is behind Modi
No, Modi is a promoter of crony capitalism. He is known for that. And that's why the state has foregone the revenues. Otherwise, why the public debt is rising? Again, when he talks of Gujarat being a rich state, the per capita income is 20% below the national average. The lowest monthly wage is in Gujarat, that's 2,400 rupees. More important is the Gujarat model of democracy. That is what when you asked about the new model, that he will have a kind of a concentration of decision making in the PMO. Same is there in the Chief Minister's office in Gandhinagar. And the results are there, which I have just narrated. Now, his model.
Can we take a small break here, then we'll continue. Please don't go away and keep watching our Welcome back to State of the Economy. We are having a conversation with Mr. Anand Sharma, Union Minister for Commerce and Industry. Yes, Mr. Sharma, you were talking about Modi's style of functioning, the Gujarat model. How will it work? Assuming he comes to the centre as PM, just assuming. So, how will the Gujarat model work or clash with?
You see, this is what they are already saying. Some of the people who are senior leaders in the BJP, that his style of functioning will be different, which we know is different. Because it's personality cult, centralized functioning, centralized decision making.
But will it work in a coalition system?
No, will it work in a...
Because he's the chief minister, he's also the other ministers, finance. But will it work in...
No, there he is every minister. Because I don't think there is a cabinet meeting in Gujarat which has lasted for more than half an hour ever. Secondly, all decisions flow out of the Chief Minister's office. The ministers are there just to occupy offices. Here, what they are talking, if this is a new model, the country must know. The Gujarat model, Chief Minister has never spoken a word in Gujarat Assembly. Chief Minister has never answered a question because he does not want to be questioned either the media or in the legislature.
And I believe Assembly has been suspended.
No, Assembly, total number of days for which the Gujarat Assembly is mandated to meet has been reduced to 23 in 1 year. After those 23, for most part, the entire opposition is suspended. for the duration of the session after first day or second day, because if somebody says something about Mr. Modi, the opposition gets suspended. Media is not allowed, electronic media in particular, live coverage is not there. CCTV footage access was given to electronic media. That was stopped. Now the entry in the premises of electronic media and press photographers has been banned. He has never participated in the budget debate. He has never spoken a word. The motion of thanks on the governor's address, which is the tradition and practice in our parliamentary system.
But this style won't succeed at the center. That's what the point I'm making.
They think that they will, because all his acolytes, sycophants, those who are beating his drum. You see, what the model Narendra Modi personifies, his personality, his thinking. He's arrogant, he's boastful, he's intolerant. He does not think that anybody has a right to disagree with him or to question him. And that is the danger.
The system will change him. When BJP, assuming BJP comes to power at the center, the narrative is that the system will change him. Within BJP itself,
I don't think
people are there to caution him or to.
I believe in the collective wisdom and maturity of the Indian voters. This misfortune may never visit India, because our people have historically respected somebody who has humility, who is courteous, maybe poor, maybe weak. This country has always demolished arrogance and intolerance, from Aurangzeb to Angrez to the British. So Modi will be no exception. Modi will be no exception. People are seeing through now. So far, what has been happening in India, it has been a one-sided narrative. Since we are a government in office.
But why has it been a one-sided narrative? I'm really puzzled,
You see, one is the incumbency, because you are the government. Everything is hurled at you. Unfair targeting and vilification. So the government goes on a back foot, ends up explaining. Some explanations go down well, some explanations the opponents drown in their shrill discourse. So I also feel,
so you feel that
there has been a
communication strategy has been somewhat wanting.
We should have stepped out months earlier
and gone aggressive
to tell the people the truth. Because what is being hurled at us is not true at all. It is just a repeat of untruths, half-truths, distortion, to sully the image of the government and also to hurt the Congress party. That's exactly what they have succeeded in doing. But I can say one thing. Now we are also talking. So people were listening one-sided narrative. Now there is another story which they are listening. And not only that, there is too much of Modi. Modi above the party, Modi above the society, Modi above the nation, one individual, equating that individual with God. This country is hearing the slogan of Har Har Modi.
But that seems to be BJP's conscious policy, to project the man, a presidential kind of candidate. They seem to be succeeding in that, no?
Well, the knock is very clear. If you hear it, they will demolish the parliamentary form of democracy. They don't believe in that. They do not believe in the cabinet form of government. I heard Arun Shourie the other day when he said, if Modi comes, of course, that's his wishful thinking. Good luck to him. Narendra Modi will appoint all the 30 secretaries who will report to the PMO through a special cell in the cabinet secretariat. Now that is a very disturbing thought. This means this should worry actually those who are dreaming of becoming his ministers. There will be ciphers to begin with from day one, whoever they may be. Some are already cut to size, so-called seniors or heavyweights. The others are on his radar or hit list. So let's see where it goes.
So now coming back to the manifesto of BJP, what do you make of their claim that they will review India's nuclear doctrine of no first use, the fundamental doctrine?
First of all, India was made nuclear capable consciously by Indira Gandhi, because she recognized the need, the imperative. Even during Jawaharlal Nehru's time, the work had started. It was Pandit Nehru who started, when we had the Atomic Energy Commission set up, and the work started on our nuclear reactors. But we went in for a first nuclear explosion during Indira Gandhi's time. During NDA's time, Vajpayee's time, they went in for quick explosions, and that led to a backlash, which is very well known. They did not bring it with them. India always had it. Otherwise, you can't make 6 nuclear devices in 5 days and explode. After that, a nuclear doctrine was written. There's a lot of strategic thinking which goes into this.
Vajpayee himself.
When NDA was in office, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of the country. Now, what the BJP is trying to say that Atal Bihari Vajpayee and the NDA governments was wrong, and they are disowning, or rather rejecting, the doctrine which they had given. It was not the Congress which wrote this.
This is interesting,
doctrine.
but Mr. Sharma, we'll take a small break here and come back to it. Please don't go and keep watching RST. Welcome back to State of the Economy. Mr. Sharma, you were saying something about Mr. Vajpayee having propounded this doctrine, which...
It was his government, he was the Prime Minister.
Yeah, so, and this manifesto, in this manifesto, BJP is seeking to, in some ways, overturn it, or are they saying, what is your sense? They're saying that they're going to review it. What is the message that you're getting from it?
They are giving a message that they do not accept what was written during NDA's time. It is for them to explain that whether
so do you feel
collectively the BJP leadership of Atal Bihari Vajpayee's era made a mistake and gave a doctrine or endorsed a doctrine which actually does not safeguard India's strategic interests.
And they want to go more muscular. Do you feel nuclear muscularity they want to enhance?
In today's world, this is churlish talk. You have strength and the world knows that. You don't have to then shout from rooftops what you have and where you are. The fact is, even in the last 10 years when you see, the capabilities have increased. That India is launching its own navigation satellites. India is making its own cryogenic engines. We have the capability to launch satellites both through the PSLV vehicles and the GSLVs. Our missiles now can be equated, Agni 5, to ICBM. That's what China and others have been saying, that is where the reach is. So we are doing it all the time, and the credit, of course, goes to the institutions that we have built, invested in over decades. It's not that Mr. Narendra Modi is bringing in rocket technology and nuclear technology. He actually is a hollow person. I'm sorry to say. He is just parroting what is given to him. He is not a thinker or a visionary. He is a demagogue, because his knowledge of history, economics is limited, and also that of geography. So I'm sure that even on geostrategic issues, he does not understand the
I'm sure he has advisors
fine points.
who are evolving these strategies.
There are so many
right?
advisors now. So many wise men and women have jumped onto his bandwagon. Those who were damning him the other day, including some from the journalism. Suddenly, the one who recommended that he should get a Nishan-e-Pakistan, that is MJ Akbar, now has joined him. If you go by what even some of his party colleagues had to say, including the Vice President Smriti Irani in 2004 when she contested and lost her security deposit in Chandni Chowk. And to garner votes, she was abusing Modi.
But she has expressed regret for that.
That everybody, there's so many people who are moving around with their apology now, there is not one.
Now, coming to hard politics, Mr. Sharma, what is your sense? On the one hand, there is a talk that this election is being fought on developmental issues, but the subtext seems to be polarization.
No, RSS, BJP, they were very clear. The development, the Gujarat model is a diversion. The real agenda is the same. What is come in Amit Shah's speech, what is coming out of Narendra Modi's own speeches when he went to Assam, What did he say? He said that, the illegal immigrants, he pointed in one direction saying that they had failed. The fact is that the borders are fenced, and it's an insult to the border security force and the security forces who are checking any such activity, unlawful activity. Now, he made a startling or astounding statement in Assam again. And I do not know whether you got to hear that.
Yeah, rhinoceros.
Rhinos. So rhinos are being killed by poachers for their
Bangladeshis can be
He says that rhinos are being killed by the Congress government to clear the space for Bangladeshi immigrants to come in.
Yeah, but
now, a person who talks like that, more important, he is making a very provocative or inflammatory statement on this pink revolution.
Sure.
He did that in Bihar because in a constituency which is dominated by Yadavs,
sure.
because they also rear cattle, cows, and he said that the government is giving subsidy
for
slaughtering cows and for exporting the meat. I had written to Narendra Modi in 2012 that you are wrong. Don't say these things. There is no subsidy on meat exports. Second, cow slaughter is banned. When you look at the NDA period, export of bovine meat was there, only buffalo meat, and that too, it's to meet the phytosanitary standards, so it's deboned, deglanded. It was being done during the NDA time, it is done even now. Now, it is not that we are doing something new. Even in Gujarat, officially, I must tell this thing. Last data of 2012 is 25.5 million tons was the production of buffalo meat in the state of Gujarat. You go to their government website, the Animal Husbandry Department of Gujarat.
So they're one of the biggest contributors to exports.
No, Gujarat has cattle population. Is there on their website? I'm not objecting to that. There's registered, licensed abattoirs in Gujarat, meat processing plants in Gujarat. Let Narendra Modi deny. There is a reason why he's saying it.
The timing is...
No, the reason is, to tell the voters that, we are giving subsidy on slaughtering of cows, which is false. So it's a lie. But that's why it is an inflammatory statement. And we are subsidizing the export of meat, which is again untrue. Now, another important thing is which communities are engaged in this profession. Now, that is important.
The Yadavs.
No. I'm talking of the meat. Okay. When you talk of skinning of animals, slaughtering of animals, it's either the lower end of the society, that's our scheduled castes, the weaker sections,
you're right.
or the Muslim minority.
So what you're saying that the polarization is between Yadavs and Muslims, right?
He's doing it with Gujars and Muslims,
yeah, exactly.
Yadavs and Muslims.
But can I come in here with another very serious thought?
It's not your accidental
The Financial
statement.
Times, Mr. Sharma has said in an editorial that it's in a sense a failure of Indian politics that somebody like him has risen to this position of now being Prime Ministerial candidate. Now, isn't it also a Congress failure that he won elections 3 times in Gujarat, and during that period, Congress was virtually absent? I mean, they didn't counter him because these tendencies actually evolved from Gujarat, right? So how did that happen? So isn't that...
You see, even in Lok Sabha elections, whether 2009, 2004...
No, I'm talking about assembly elections, Gujarat elections, That's what built this myth that he's...
You see, he has been able to market himself, package himself. And normally for an average citizen or voter in a village, it's very difficult to go into these details which you and I know. How many people know what I just said? People are not aware of this. And in this very loud campaign, backed by huge money, big money, everything else gets blacked out.
Why is big money backing him? What's your sense? You are the industry minister.
I think they see in him a person who will focus more on promoting his version of crony capitalism. So some of them are tempted to do that because they are not there for philanthropic purposes. Second thing is that Modi, for that matter, and the BJP They target the government. They accuse the Congress-led UPA government of corruption, of scams. Now, which money? From where is this money come? Is it freshly laundered?
Sure.
Is it pure money? That's kind of money India has never seen in election campaign. Accusations are targeting us, and the money is there.
So is it all
Not
white money?
here.
That's what you're asking, right? So
Of course not.
Yeah.
The entire campaign of Modi is funded by black money and by crony capitalists.
So, thank you for talking to us, Mr. Anand Sharma. It's a pleasure having you on our show. That's all we have in this edition of State of the Economy. We'll be back with you next week. Thanks for watching.